Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ben Zinn with NextLevelGuitar.com. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have another one of our Inspired by Video lessons today, and we're going to look at a nice acoustic song from a late 60s supergroup. Really cool vibe, nice and simple, some cool chord movement, so let's check it out. Hey, before we continue on, take a look at the text box below here. Click on this link in the YouTube text box, and we are going to send you a free video lesson and a coinciding ebook that's not available from YouTube, available exclusively through Next Level Guitar. Take a look at that and we'll continue on. Our tuning today is going to be in a drop D tuning, so you'll want to lower string 6 from E to a D. So your tuning as a result will be D, A, D, G, B, and E. Alright, so what we're doing today all revolves around a D chord with a changing bass note. So basically we're keeping our D chord consistent all the way through, and we're just moving the root note or the bass note. So before we really dig into the pattern, let's start by taking a look at some of our different chords and our bass movement. So again, we're going to be revolving around our D chord here. But what I'm going to do is change the bass note. I'm going to start with a D over C chord, or a D chord with a C note in the bass. And you'll notice that I altered the way that I am fingering my D chord here. I'm taking off that first note. I'm not really going to play that first string, so it's okay for me to come off of that chord to get my bass note here. So the first chord in my cycle is this D over C, 3rd fret on the 5th string, 4th string open, 2nd fret 3rd string, and 3rd fret 2nd string. D over C. Next I'm going to play a D over B, which just means B in the bass note of a D chord. 2nd fret now, that's a B note, 4th string open, 2nd fret 3rd string, and 3rd fret 2nd string, D over B. Go a half step lower, and I have a D over B flat. And finally, a D over A. Okay, so we have our 4 chords used in our chord cycle. Practice moving through those to get used to the fingering. You can practice just by strumming whole notes. D over C, D over B, D over B flat, and D over A. And that's just going to cycle around. Once you have a good feel for that, we can start to apply a nice finger picking pattern to this. This is just one pattern that you can use too. You can certainly change up this pattern we're going to show you, or you could even strum it if you're more comfortable doing that. There's really a variety of ways that you can play through this progression, but let's demonstrate one really nice way that we can finger pick this pattern. We're going to keep this pattern the same all the way through, so we'll give you a nice shot of what my right hand's doing here. And what I'm going to do is start by playing thumb on string 5, index on string 4, middle on string 3, and ring finger on string 2. I'm just going to play all 4 of those notes in succession. Next I'm going to go back to string 5 with the thumb, then to string 3 with the middle, and back to string 4 with the index. So my complete pattern is now you can take that through your chord progression and just play that exact same pattern all the way through. as I said, if you wanted to strum that, you certainly could to change it up a little bit. Or back to fingerstyle. The idea there is just to create a nice repeating chord cycle that we can start to build on top of. Alright, and once we have a nice foundation established there, we have a nice repeating chord cycle, now we can start to throw in some fills and add a little variety and spice to our progression. So let's take a look at some nice fills that we can play off of each of those chord shapes. Off of my D over C, I like to play something like this. So what I did there was I just deviated from my pattern. I started out with my fingerstyle pattern, played the first 4 notes the way we did before, playing strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and now I'm going to throw in a fill. I'm going to do a hammer on and pull off on string 1, hammer from 2 to 3, pull off back to 2, pull off to open. And that's just kind of outlining the D arpeggio right there. Just playing those notes one at a time to create a nice fill there. So all together with that chord up front. Next chord, our D over B. I'll again start out the same way. I'll just play those first 4 notes to establish the chord, and then I might throw in something like this. So for that fill, again, I start with the chord. Now I'm going to 1st fret, 2nd string, strike and pull off to the open string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd string open, and I close out that fill with a 2-note idea here on strings 2 and 4, 2nd string fret 3, 4th string 4th fret. Same idea, we're just moving from chord to chord and playing the first part of our finger picking pattern and then answering it with a fill. By the same concept, let's try to play one off of our D over B flat chord next. So again, I'll play the first 4 notes right here. First 4 notes of my chord. Here it's a 2-note fill all the way, strings 1 and 3. I'm starting out by playing the 5th fret, strings 1 and 3, just barring across here with my index finger. And I'm going to hammer on from the 5th fret to the 6th fret and to the 7th fret. So 5, 5 to 6, 7. Back to the 5th fret, now to the 3rd fret, and resolving to the 2nd fret. So I'm plucking just strings 1 and 3 to make that happen. First 4 notes of the chord, answer with the fill. And lastly, we got to have a fill for that D over A. So how about just something nice and simple to close out? Just a nice little hammer onto the 2nd fret on string 1. First 4 notes of the chord, hammer from open to the 2nd fret, and just bring it back down. So I really like developing some fills or developing a vocabulary of ideas that you can throw into a progression like this, because it it leaves room for the progression to expand and advance. You have somewhere to take it after you've established the sound of the progression. You have some things that you can kind of throw in there. You know, keep in mind this is always just a jumping off point. Maybe you guys can come up with some different fills and variations that you can use and apply to your own playing. That's what we're all about here at Next Level. So thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you learned a lot from today's lesson. Make sure you head over to our website too, nextlevelguitar.com. We have over 1,000 different video lessons there. A lot of great additional stuff for players of all skill levels, beginner all the way through advanced. So check us out over there, and we'll see you back here next time.